Okay, let's talk about Civil War. Alex Garland's films have a way of weaseling their way into your brain in the days after viewing, for better or worse. While I don't think Civil War is quite as strong as Ex Machina or Men, it's still full of engaging filmmaking and striking imagery. The specific lack of a direct in-text tangible answer is what has fueled the discourse surrounding Civil War. The same way the photojournalists are waiting for the perfect provocative shot, the audience is waiting for that exact moment where the ideas become clear and the film gives us its intentions, or a message of some kind. And it never directly does. There definitely are some basic themes throughout, such as war and the role of imagery, specifically journalists. By applying the imagery of Middle Eastern or developing nation violent conflicts upon the United States home ground is an ingenious stroke of storytelling. It's so easy to get enraptured in the excitement of violence, watching America bomb some terrorists or roll up in a tank in some foreign land, usually a desert, only to exclaim out loud, "Hell yeah." But when this imagery is shifted to your own backyard, it has an entirely different impact. To me, the onus is on the audience to react to this imagery and reflect appropriately. It's no surprise that allowing this level of freedom has only led to shallow readings of the film's content. Surely, a film such as this, called Civil War, in which Alex Garland cites works such as Apocalypse Now and Come and See, that Garland's own intentions of the film couldn't be hollow. Before we go too far, I do think Civil War is a good film, especially in how the audience can bring complex ideas to the canvas Garland has painted. However, Garland hasn't been silent about the intentions of his film.
Exactly the opposite. I'm a centrist, okay? I'm a centrist. When I talk about things like left and right, I am talking about things like whether you believe in a free market or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm talking about what you think taxation levels should be at. And I see no reason why with those sorts of definitions people can't freely talk and respect each other and stuff. So underneath all of this, there's a bit of kind of conversational centrism, I suppose, yeah.
Okay, I mean, an immediate red flag of saying, I'm a centrist, which is perhaps an indicator for what's to come. Now, the point he's making here, which is a little hard to catch, but he said it elsewhere. It's along the lines that left and right are ideological ideas on how to run a state, like free market versus tax and welfare. In times of war, these sides are meaningless because war is bad. Now, the notion Garland pushes, that government isn't a moral issue or that left and right aren't distinctly entangled with what is right or wrong, is concerning.
Stuff behind it. I think one of them is that extremism encourages extremism, and extremism is dangerous. It's not abstractly dangerous. It's not like a sort of fanciful position that sometimes, yeah, maybe that might be in a really concrete, serious way, and also in a radiating way, it's a serious problem. So partly because all nations are interrelated.
Right, Okay, let's do this. As Garland says, extremism isn't an abstract notion. We have distinct statistics and research done by academics about these topics. Let me be very clear. We know which political extremism is dangerous, causing violence and death, and which isn't. There isn't a both sides argument here. There are two major forms of extremism leading to violence, which are Islamic and far-right. There are so few real examples of left-wing extremist violence that ultimately in practice, they aren't worth including, especially as we narrow and pinpoint what we define as violent extremism. Garland goes on to state that the movie is about how political divisions allow each side to vilify the other as evil. Now, when you have a president claiming an election is false, inciting violence, encouraging far-right extremism, let's call a spade, they're Nazis! They're fascists! I know you know this because it's in the film you made. There can't be any more of an indicator who was wrong. So why are you out here in interviews undermining this? We're in this stupid, endless discourse that needs to stop. You can't argue with fascists. There isn't any compromise. There is no political center. If you choose not to get political, you are siding with the oppressors. You are siding with injustice. Civil War is full of striking imagery and effective filmmaking. Its focus and condemnation of violence over some overt political message was powerful. While the film may gently hint towards who the bad guys are, Garland's own statements have undermined any ambiguity the film had, leaving us with one question. Why does Alex Garland believe this? Well, because Alex Garland is a coward. 7 out of 10.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe.